Hey everybody, Jordan Norell here, and today I want to talk about something that's really important for anybody who knows someone who is circumcised or works with other people who are facing trauma from circumcision, whether that be a partner or a son or father or a relative of some kind or a friend or a fellow circumcisee, someone else who is circumcised, because even people who are circumcised don't necessarily know how to do this, how to be there for someone who is going through trauma and who needs support, who needs help. And there is definitely a wrong way to do this. A few wrong things that you can do and a few right things that you can do. There's no perfect formula, but I just want to give some brief overview of how to best be there for someone who is going through a lot of trauma around this and experiencing a lot of upset feelings and doesn't maybe have anybody else to turn to, or you're the person that's there. It's great if you can get a psychologist who understands this or someone professional who can help, but often a man will want his significant other to be there or someone else close to him to be able to talk about this. And so what's most important, first of all, is simply that you not try to fix him or dismiss him or make jokes and try to escape the topic through him. You should never make any jokes at all, ever. If he makes jokes, that's okay. You can laugh at them, but he probably won't if he's suffering from this. Or if he does, it's a defense mechanism usually. You shouldn't ever try to say, like it's okay or it's fine. Even if you're just saying that as like it's okay, it's going to be okay. Like, he doesn't want to hear that. He doesn't believe that. And it dismisses his feelings. And even with the best intentions, it doesn't feel good to hear that because it feels like they totally don't understand what you're going through, that it really, really, really isn't okay. So you shouldn't usually avoid saying it's okay or it'll be alright or it's fine. The real main thing here is to listen, is to give him your full attention and genuinely do everything you can to understand what he's going through. You can ask him questions to try to better understand it, even if it's not the right question, it's not perfect. He'll get that you're trying to get a better understanding of how he feels, even if he may be defensive or not want to answer the question and not know how to answer questions and have a really difficult time talking with it about it. Just let him know it's okay, and it's okay that he's not able to articulate, or if he doesn't want to talk about it, that's okay. But you're there to listen to him, and you want to understand it, and you're willing to watch any videos he wants to show you. One of the most amazing things a significant other did for me was she actually went and researched it herself and watched YouTube videos and read through sites and tried to understand it herself, and that was really amazing because that was at a time I couldn't talk about it, and when she wanted me to, she was absurdly persistent, and I was so glad that she wouldn't let it go and wouldn't let me just not talk about it. She kind of forced me to over the period of a couple days, because I wouldn't even tell her what it was that was upsetting me. But she knew something was wrong, and so being really letting them know that you really want to be there for them and really want to do anything that you can to help, even if there's not much you can do to help at times, and understand that and know and realize that, this is something he's going through that you can't fix and that you can't make better. You can be there to hold him and offer that, and physical touch, gentle and loving physical touch, can be one of the most healing things that you can offer him. And he may not ask for that or know that he wants it. Often it's really difficult because he won't know what he wants or what he needs, and will have a difficult time vocalizing it. But I would recommend offering physical touch, or to hold him, to give him a hug, depending on your relationship with him. And offer to do that, to hold him or hug him or whatever is. Do that often, and for as long as he wants, until he pulls away. Let him sort of bask in that and just feel that your love is there and present for him, and it's not going anywhere, and that even though it's really, really difficult for him, someone is there to go through it with him. Again, even though you may not be able to really truly understand what he's going through ever, it means a lot that you really try to. Yeah, it's important that you, the things you can say are like, I'm so sorry, or an empathic response would be like, if he says something, that sounds really painful, that sounds awful, and just vocalize, mirror back to him what that feeling is, rather than saying that's okay, or something like that. Just have empathy and say, wow, that sounds really, really painful, and I'm so sorry. And always, whenever he's able to open up and able to express his feelings, and come forth in any way and kind of connect with you, that's a huge step. And it's really difficult for a lot of men, because we're taught to keep our feelings to ourselves and deal with stuff on our own, and not reach out for help, even though that's really, really helpful for trauma. So if he does reach out, if he speaks up, if he's able to vocalize or do anything to reach out for help, thank him. Like, again, really genuinely thank him for being vulnerable, thank him for sharing, thank him for being willing to do that. That's because it's really hard. It's really, really, really hard to do those things. And so if he is, show your gratitude and be appreciative that he's doing that and putting forth that effort to reach out to you, because it means he trusts you, and it means that he really wants your help. And yeah, ask him what he needs, and always, again, persistence is important, to keep asking over time, like, if there's anything you can do, and assure him that it's no problem for you at all to help him in any way that you can. It means a million times more to him than it costs you. I can promise you that this is one of the greatest gifts you can give to a human being, is to help him through this incredibly deep trauma and pain that he's suffering. And yeah, so just keep on, doing whatever you can, and keep on asking, and never assume that he is going to come to you. Let him know that he can whenever he wants. But for most of my last relationship, when I had someone who cared unbelievably much and wanted to help me in any way I can, I still hid it from her, and didn't really go to her, and felt like I would be imposing on her, and and like she didn't get it, and I think she wanted to, but she didn't. She wasn't persistent enough over our relationship, and so I resorted to just keeping it to myself again and just dealing with it on my own. When I'd wake up in the middle of the night and or have intense pain, I would keep it to myself, and I think if she would have maybe been aware that she needed to keep asking, that I wouldn't, that even if she told me to, I wouldn't necessarily just suddenly be okay with asking for help. So keep offering help, you know. And if he doesn't want help, if he really doesn't accept that from you, then, you know, he may not be ready yet. He may not be ready to go through, and that's something you also have to accept, because you don't know where he's at and what he needs. And do your best, and you know, take some of these tips I've given in this video, try to apply them. But if he really needs to keep it to himself, that may also be where he's at in his process. But again, you know, over time that may change as well. So yeah, if you have any other questions about this, if there's anything I forgot or didn't cover, please let me know, comment, or send me an email at jordan@foregen, FOREGEN.org. And I'd love to talk to you. Or I'm also offering therapy for circumcised men. So if you're interested in that, shoot me a line, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.